think I'm gonna start. Good morning, everybody. My name is Malek here. I'm the regional sales manager for the NSF Middle East and Africa. Today, I have the chance to come here to SODEX to present how standardization and certification protect health and safety. And today, I'm focusing on the plastic in the water distribution system. With me today, my colleague Irem. She is the sales manager for Turkey, and she's always here to help you with your requests and inquiries about the NSF. So today's, I would say, agenda is quite small, so we will just give a quick introduction about the NSF, who's NSF, what we do, and the main topic is the third certification, like what does it mean to be a third-party certified or your product third-party certified, then components of the testing and certification products, and then we will focus on the consistency, like why you should be or what would be benefit for you to be an NSF certified or a third-party certified product. And if we have some time, we will talk about the example of NSF 61 and 14, which is mainly to focusing on the plastic industries in drinking water. And at the end, we will have just quick conclusion on what does it mean to have NSF certified product. So, quick introduction about NSF. Who is NSF? NSF is an independent, non-for-profit, non-government, public health and safety organization. So it's completely independent and with one main mission, which is to protect and improve human and planet health. So NSF has actually several applications or services. If we will focus on the four main services that NSF can provide, which would be starting by the standards. So NSF facilitates the development of the standards to protect food, drinking water, indoor air quality, dietary supplement, consumer products, and of course environmental safety related products. Then in order to certify your product, you have to go through a certification process, which include two main parts, which is testing, which include testing the product. These two in other standards, of course, and audit the facility of the manufacturing of that product. In addition to that, we have services for consulting and training, where for consulting we provide strategic and technical consulting for the dietary supplement mainly, pharmaceutical and medical devices. Of course, food beverage as well, one of the products that we can help you with. And we have developed training courses that we can help other customers or our customers to develop their educational, I would say, program. So quickly, NSF in numbers, NSF has been a certification company for the last 75 years, with more than 75 plus unique accreditation, certification, and recognition, including the ANSI, which is American National Standard Institute, IAS, UCAS, which is the British standard, and of course the Canadian standard. Today, we have more than 120,000 companies served, and it's purely business to business. And we have NSF offices in more than 188. We serve or we offer our products to more than 180 countries, and with 59 locations all around the world, including 12 labs, and these labs exist in 30 countries. From the time we started, or the NSF started, until now, we have certified over 657 almost products And this is almost into 330,000 products annually, and this is like continuously growing. NSF today have more than 3,000 employees, and they are distributed all around the world. We conducted more than 220,000 audits, and we have filed 1,500 auditors working worldwide, so our auditors are available in all around the world. So if we can focus on NSF services, that is more or less like main, I would say, services that would be into food services, health science, and water, and all other industries, including, of course, the filtration, the RO membranes, anything related into industry and services. Today, I'm coming from the water part, so I'm focusing on the water-related products, and I'm kind of connecting my presentation or why you have to have a third-party certification related to the water industry. So what does it mean to have, or why it's important to have a third-party certification? It's actually, it's like a kind of a way to increasing concern that public health and safety issues have worried about. So, and this is basically because globalization. So when we talk about globalization, we talk about high volume of products circulating all around the world, and this include hazardous material like we are talking about chemical or physical and bacteriological associated with drinking water, I would say, or anything related to drinking water, and the way it's processed and supplied to the customer. And the other part or the other aspect is the product specification. So we are talking basically about labeling, performance claims, and marking of it, and composition of that product that you need to be certified. At the end, what does it mean to the customer concerns is the customer expect always to have product in the market to be safe, to be used for their families, their self, and everybody else. So if we talk about us in general, a certification by a third party, what does it mean? So a certification body, in this case here is a CB, is not involved in the design, manufacturing, supply, or repair maintenance of the product to be assessed or being assessed. In this case, you will have no conflict of interest, and it's completely independent services that can be provided by the third-party certification company or certification body. This certification or third-party certification is actually governed by an ISO standard. If we look quickly to this ISO standard, we're talking about ISO 17025, 17020, and 17065. I'm not talking about all of details about those, but if we talk about 17025, which is the most important one, it's talking about the general requirement of the competence of testing and calibration laboratories. This is, it's like the main ISO certification for laboratories, ISO 17020. It's actually related to conformity assessment, and it's required for the operation of various type of bodies performing inspection. And the last one is 17065 is actually required, or it's a requirement for the body's certification product, process, and services. So in order to demonstrate a compliance, certification body will test two recognized standards. So these recognized international standards. It will audit the manufacturing facilities and maintain ongoing surveillance, including retesting, of course. So if we look to why certification or third-party certification is important, we will look into three aspects. The first one is the end user, like myself, yourself. and where the third-party tech industry mean testing, inspection, and certification services are required by law, by the regulation, by the government, or market force. Like sometimes it's a practice, common practice in the market, and the end user relevant products or the consumer stands to benefits of different reasons, and these reasons can be safe and compliant products. So they will make sure that the increased access of products are consistent, recognized, and reliable quality. Also to ensure that the products they are used are safe and true to their advertised claim by the manufacturer. And this is also will help the end user to reduce search costs. And of course, it will help them to decide whether to proceed with another product over the other one, and which is called a search cost. So the second aspect of a third-party certification is the added value for manufacturers, and this is, I think, one of the most important aspects why a third-party certification is important, because the manufacturer will understand that this product show compliance, basically, in this case, the water, of course. It meets the water utility and make it, or the market's requirements, and conform regulatory acceptance. If we are talking about the risk, so liability risks are significantly reduced, and this is because or this is especially when you are talking about new and innovative products. Reputation, if you have a third-party certified or a certified product, you will make it harder for the product to be counterfeited or unauthorized. So this also will reduce the cost of production, and this is by increasing the productivity or prevent product delays and costly recalls of uncertified products. And finally, it's enhance the brand image of the manufacturer's products, and this will give them strong and internationally recognized, makes them or markets that are standard for quality. So the third aspect is the value for regulations, and this is basically we're talking about the government, the policy maker, in regulatory bodies and other organizations that can benefit from the tech industry or testing, inspection, certification services, both directly and collateral results of the benefits of other stakeholders. And if we look to the benefits, we are talking about assistance with designed regulations. So if there is a standard or certification, this policymaker it will be easy for them to put the regulations for the design and in line with international standard and guides for recommendations. And the second part, or the second value, is the ensuring compliance to the government requirements. If somebody wants to export or import some products where there is specific regulations or specific requirements regulation, in this case, the regulators would be having a value of having these products certified. And at the end, this is actually both goes for manufacturers and regulators. It's the increase the trade. And this is basically if you are comply with the international standards, the guides and recommendations, increase the local manufacturing access to a new market. And I think this is the most important thing. So if we quickly look into certification versus compliance, what does it mean to be certified versus what does it mean to be comply or your product comply with certain certification? So if we look into the certification, it's an independent third party that has a physically independent third party test, whether it's a physical test or sometimes a visual test, that evaluate the conformance with all requirements of that standard. And the standard or the certification is ongoing process. And when failing, if the product has been evaluated for certification failed, requirement that identified issue would have to be solved in a specific time frame. While if we look to the compliance, it's a stating basically, it's a statement that's saying that the product adhere to a requirement, certain requirements of standard, but to be comply, it doesn't mean that, or it will not be communicated how and whom compliance was determined. And it's likely to be a self-claim that or may not be valid. So if we look to the components of a testing and certification program, actually, to look into it as a final or full picture, it's basically a consensus, standard, and certification policies. So if we start by the initial production facility audit, where if any certification started by the initial production facility audit, then we will do the test by the initial evaluation testing of product against that certain standard, and we will look into the literature, or we measure, or we test these communication or these results to a certain literature, reviewing, marking requirements, and validation of manufacturers' claims. And of course, this would be followed by a follow-up testings and a follow-up product or production facility audit. So if we're talking about product, specifically product certification, after you have been said that, yes, my product is certified, now how the consumer trusts the product that has always the same quality level. And this is where NSF can be helping here, and can be helped or achieved by NSF certification by its ongoing audits and testing. So here, consistency is the key. So if the product is always meeting the standard, is always meeting the regulations, the requirements, in this case, your product would be truly certified and can be truly sold as a certified product. And this can be done by annual monitoring, and we are talking basically about annual audits. And it's important to know that NSF audits is all unannounced, without any appointment. We just come to the door of the manufacturing facility to ask for certain requirements of certain documents to prove or to provide that this product is truly certified. And also, it's achieved by annual and consistent testing. And basically here we are talking about health effect test and the physical performance of the product. Both of them like compile together in certain standard that be defined based on the final use of the product. And of course, the final, I would say, step is the quality control testing against the plant. So NSF will go to read and review this quality control testing used in that manufacturing facility. So in a nutshell, consistency means quality. And if your product is NSF certified, it has to be made with a fixed compound or fixed weighted part materials. And any change that will be done on the product has to be evaluated before we approve or we say that this product is tested against and pass against the certain standard. I'm going to pass this because my 20 minutes is finished, so I will go to the conclusion. So in conclusion, it's important to produce high quality products, and this product has to be consistently monitored, tested, and this will set the product apart from inferior or counterfeited product. This is one of the most important reasons why your product has to be certified or has to be third-party certified specifically. And certification sets playground for all manufacturers. So they have to meet all the same regulation using the same approved material or tested material, which is a fair play for everybody. And at the end, the third-party certification addresses the consumer's trust, concerns, and help manufacturers to provide always a high quality of their products and meet the legal requirements that is set by the regulation or stakeholders in that market. And at the end, one of the most important, I would say, studies has been done is saying that most consumers, like 82% of them, are willing to pay extra 5% more for a certified product rather than an uncertified product. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know if I should take questions or... Okay, thanks. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.